Hello Virgo, welcome to your reading. Hope you're all well and thank you for tuning in. It's Sunday the 14th of June 2026. I'll get you guys some messages and see what you've got going on. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. What messages do we have for Virgo? What does Virgo need to know? What does Virgo need to know? Strength in the reverse, Six of Cups in the reverse, Nine of Cups in the reverse, and the Ten of Swords. So you're going through something, Virgo. You're not in your best of energy at the moment. You're feeling somewhat doubtful, lacking in energy or courage, or you're feeling sort of insecure, or you've got a lack of control on something. You don't know how something's going. Holding on to some memories of the past or emotions of the past. Feeling unfulfilled in your emotions, not getting something that you want. Holding on to that, perhaps that's something from the past that you didn't get that you're holding on to, some sort of unfulfilled desire. And feeling utterly betrayed by it all. Rock bottom. Feeling betrayed, stabbed in the back. And perhaps going through an ending or thinking about an ending from the past that you're still holding on to. So let's see what these messages could be about for you, Virgo. Why is strength here in the reverse for Virgo? Justice in the reverse and the Four of Wands. So this could be to do with a family situation, a marriage, a commitment, some sort of incense dust, some sort of perhaps you were going to get married or have some sort of party or celebration. Perhaps it was a family thing, a reunion or something. But you're feeling that something was unfair or someone was dishonest with you. There's something that didn't happen that you wanted to happen. And you're feeling a bit hard done by and betrayed by it all, by the looks of it. Why is the Six of Cups here in reverse for Virgo? Okay. Now, all right, I'm going to take that. Well, okay. Well, that is that way, but it's more reverse, so I'm going to take it reverse. King of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Wands in reverse. Yeah, something was meant to happen, and it didn't. Or there's been a lack of action being taken, or no action being taken, no effort. Lack of direction, something's not going the way that you wanted it to. You're feeling defeated, deflated, betrayed, and kind of in the energy of giving up. Could be some impulsiveness or recklessness or taking some sort of risk, perhaps in the past, that has cost you or cost someone. Possibly there's some conflict somewhere here with someone. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I mean, there's pretty much all the signs here, but those are just energies. Perhaps you're thinking back on past actions of someone or past actions, conflict, things that have happened in the past. Why is the Nine of Cups here in reverse for Virgo? Four of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in the upright. So on processing this, you could be, I'm getting accepting, although processing it, or you've been holding on to it, but you're getting to the point of acceptance of, well, it is what it is. It happened. I can't change it. I've kind of just got to get on. And you're coming to some sort of emotional renewal, acceptance, healing, or you're trying to, in order to move on. You could be getting back to work, throwing yourself into work, keeping yourself busy, you know, doing things in order to progress forward and getting back to yourself. Or perhaps you're thinking about the effort that you put into something, a situation, and it left you disappointed and without the outcome that you had worked so hard towards. This could be about your job, your career for some of you, or some sort of financial situation. Why is the Ten of Swords here for Virgo? The Three of Wands and the Knight of Cups in reverse. You were waiting on something, you were planning something, possibly for the future, perhaps getting married, settling down, committing. But it didn't go that way, and there's someone here with possibly mixed emotions, or you have mixed emotions about this. You feel also, I'm getting the energy that you feel deceived in some way, like someone manipulated you. Or you're waiting on something or someone, but they're not sure how they feel about something or about you. Could be to do with a business partnership for some of you. You feel someone or a business partner has betrayed you in some way or acted recklessly to bring a disappointing conclusion to a situation. Why is Justice here in reverse for Virgo? Yeah, Nine of Wands in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. There could be a lesson that you've learned in this, Virgo. A lost opportunity. You took a chance on something and it didn't work out. It didn't work in your favour. Or you have felt like you were treated unfairly. You're kind of in the space of feeling deflated, defeated by it all, and giving up on it. Why is the Four of Wands here for Virgo? Ten of Cups in the upright. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So yeah, this possibly has something to do with someone, something, a situation, a commitment, a marriage, a family situation, where you thought you was going to be happy. You thought this was your happiness, your ultimate wish fulfillment. It took a long time, or something was taking a long time, and there was just a lack of progress or a successful outcome in this. Why is the King of Wands here in reverse for Virgo? The Devil in the upright and the Magician in reverse. Something that was unhealthy or toxic. There was a heavy attachment to this person, to this situation, and you feel like this person was toxic, or this situation was toxic. You felt, well, a temptation or an addiction to this, to someone, and you feel like they tricked you, deceived you, played games with you. Possibly someone that was non-committal, or someone that just painted a picture that was a fantasy and never turned into a reality. Why is the Knight of Wands here in reverse for Virgo? Temperance in the reverse and the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, this was extremely unbalanced. There was no harmony. Perhaps it was a very chaotic, toxic, unhealthy sort of a situation that you needed to let go of in order to bring back balance. Are you still quite attached to this? I mean, it could be negative thinking over and over again about the past, when you know you really need to let go of it because it's the past and it's not coming back, or it's not going to change. Why is the Knight of Cups here in reverse for Virgo? The Emperor in the upright and the Hermit. There you are, Virgo. Yeah, you're soul searching, taking time out and getting back to structure, getting back to order, getting yourself back on a solid footing. You're taking charge. After this messy situation, you're taking charge, looking within, looking ahead, moving on, moving forward. But are you? Because that Devil is in the upright and you could still have somewhat of a heavy attachment to this. Why is the Devil here for Virgo? The Sun and the Five of Pentacles. So something's holding you back from being happy, or you're keeping yourself in a loss mindset. You're feeling left out, rejected, at a loss, possibly thinking negatively or in some sort of a victim mentality. Why me? Why has this happened to me? And it's stopping you, it's holding you back from your happiness. Or the Sun can also, yes, it's about happiness and feeling joy and success. It can also mean a light is being shone on something. You are seeing something in full glare of the sunlight. So you could have learned a truth about this situation, this person. I think you realise the unhealthy kind of toxic attachment here, or the negative influence it's having on you. And I think you're sort of getting to the other end of that now, and you're, if not already, about to take charge and move on from this. Oh, yeah. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse for Virgo? The Five of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, something didn't happen like you wanted to, or you feel that someone manipulated you, or someone was playing games with you. Trying to avoid conflict, or there's been conflict and you're kind of just avoiding that now. You're not wanting to keep going back into it or keep going over it. Or you're just seeing it as a lost battle, a lost, it is, you know, it happened, it didn't turn out how I wanted it to, let it go. Why is Temperance here in reverse for Virgo? Page of Wands in reverse, King of Swords in reverse. I think you were possibly dealing with someone that was very impulsive, inconsistent, non-committal, very detached, somewhat cruel in the way they dealt with you, very clever, very manipulative, very sly, very cunning. Yeah, not seeing much sword energy other than ultimate betrayal. So yeah, there ain't a greater sword energy than Ten of Swords. That's a minor for the Tower, in my opinion. Why is the Magician here in reverse, like we didn't know already? Four of Swords in reverse and the Five of Swords in the upright. This whole thing has just made you restless, burnt out. You've been ignoring warning signs. You were heavily attached to this. You kept going with it, or kept going back to this situation, this person. There's heavy betrayal here. This is quite a messy little situation, Virgo. Why is the Emperor here for Virgo? Page of Swords in the upright and the Seven of Wands in reverse. You could have been looking at this from all different kind of perspectives, why it happened. You could have had, well, yeah, there could have been conflict communication with this person. You were curious, possibly watching this person or spying on this person because you knew there was something deceitful going on. They were manipulating you in some way. They were very clever, or you had to be very clever with this person. I'm getting having to be clever. I mean, this could be someone that you were in a marriage with, could have gone through some sort of legal dealings with this person, or you could be about to, or you have done. Why is the Hermit here for Virgo? Queen of Swords and the Three of Cups in reverse. Keeping your distance, cutting through the nonsense, saying it as it is, bringing truth and clarity to yourself and the situation. Yeah, you've had to be clever with this person. This person was being clever with you, but in a very manipulative way. But you, yeah, I think you kind of played them at their own game here. And possibly was 2 steps ahead of this person. I'm getting that. I am getting that. Let me just clarify the Sun. Why is the Sun here for Virgo? Hopefully for something positive. Hang on, Page of Cups just flipped over. Interesting. Why is the Sun here for Virgo? The Lovers in the upright and the Nine of Swords. This person could be coming back to you with an apology. You could have someone new in your energy or about to approach you. You could have a decision to make here about this person. You had a heavy attachment, connection, chemistry with this person, but it wasn't healthy. It wasn't healthy at all, and I think you know that. And I think they're possibly going to come around again, trying to apologise or be nice, be charming, be loving towards you. I'd be careful if they do. Why is the Lovers here for Virgo? The Chariot in the upright and the Tower. There it is. Sudden change, quick change. I feel you're making a decision to get away from this person, Virgo. Possibly quite a sudden change just to blow this out of the water and be done with this. I don't know how long it's been going on. Why is the Tower here for Virgo? The Moon in reverse. King of Cups in the upright. 7 of Cups in the upright. Why is the Page of Cups here for Virgo? Queen of Wands in reverse. Ace of Pentacles in the upright. Why is the Chariot here? Ace of Swords in the upright. High Priestess in the reverse. This person's going to come wrap round. Yeah, this person ain't done playing games yet. Let me put them into their suits for you, Virgo. I'm getting a karmic lesson here for someone or some of you. I think this lesson has been brought to you a few times, Virgo. And I think you've gone back to this person, this situation. However, I think you are processing this as it's gone on. I think you're seeing very clearly now the warning signs that you were once ignoring, you are no longer ignoring. You have received truth, clarity, a deceit, a betrayal, a secrecy, someone who is manipulative, sneaky, deceptive, someone who comes in very charming, very romantic, says what they need to say in order to get what they need from you. This person appears to be, you got a Page of Cups, a King of Cups in the upright, and slap bang in the middle you got a Knight of Cups in the reverse. This is someone who appears the way that you want them to appear in order to get what they need at the time when they need it. This person paints a very good rose-tinted picture, a dream, a happy ending with a rainbow right over the top of it. This person is, no, they're very deceptive, very cunning, very manipulative, and I think you've seen them in that light. I think this has been going on for a while. There's been conflict, there's been chaos, there's been unhealthiness, there's been toxic attachments, there's been a strong chemistry between you, possibly more of the sexual nature, physical nature. But this person wasn't meant to be here in the long run. They were here to teach you a lesson, to teach you to strengthen your boundaries, to stop overgiving to people, situations that give you absolutely nothing back other than inconsistency, non-committal energy, player energy, causes drama, and then sort of acts like perhaps you're the problem. This is someone that's emotionally immature, inconsistent, flitty, very consumed by passion, desire, doesn't stay still in one place for very long, possibly fearful of commitment. But I'm getting someone that likes being where they are. They like being in this energy, or they can't help themselves but be in this energy. Perhaps they've been this way for a very long time. They talk a good talk, but they certainly don't walk the walk. So I'm going to leave that there, Virgo, and I hope it helped you in some way. Thanks for tuning in, and lots of love. Until next time. Bye-bye.